Alright folks, this video is for my international audience, maybe also local, who happen to know English, but before we proceed, I gotta put a disclaimer first. This video is for people who already know how to disassemble an air electric gun, or I'm just gonna call it an AEG. I made this video for people who own this gun, a toy, a Dekai MK17 gel blaster, but didn't find any tutorial on how to disassemble this specific jailbroken toy. Just like I did when I first bought this jailbroken toy. But if you wanna see me disassemble it completely, including the gearbox, doing maintenance, then you can watch the other video. But it's in my local language, so you might want to turn on the subtitle for that. That video is not released yet. Maybe it will release after a few days after this video is out. So with that out of the way, let's proceed. Now, in order to take the upper and lower assembly apart, first things first, you gotta take out the barrel out. How do you do that? You gotta rotate this gas block until the cam is releasing the whole barrel out, like this. Hang on. There you go. You see that move? Yeah. Now you just pull it out. Now that's how you take the whole barrel out. This is the whole barrel, and this is the T-piece that will feed the gel into the chamber and the inner barrel that shoot it out. Now, to change the actual inner barrel, you have to hold this with your thumb and then loosen this grab screw with hex key or an Allen key if you have any. Remember, loosen it, not to take it out. Loosen it until, no, not yet, like that. You don't want to yank it out, you risk yourself damaging this one, like me. This is how it holds the tension, the spring tension, so it keeps the compression in check. Now, if you wanna reassemble the inner barrel, remember to push it in and then tighten the screw again. Remember, you don't want it to tight, else you lose compression because it doesn't move anymore. Instead, you wanna loosen up a little till it moves. Now that's good for compression. Now, as we take out the inner barrel assembly again, once it's out, remember, it's spring tension, so if you don't hold it, I'm afraid it will fly straight right out. Now, pull it out. This is the outer barrel, this is the inner barrel. Now, if you want to replace the whole inner barrel, like this one, use this one, it's the longer one. Since it's been glued from the factory, you can use a heat gun and then start twisting and pulling the whole thing out. Or if you don't have a heat gun, because heat gun is expensive, you can use another alternative, which is a boiling water. You can boil water and then dip it in, and that's the same thing. Pull and screw and rotate. I'm gonna put a disclaimer, I'm not responsible for what happened or what harm can cause from using boiling water, because some people are just plain stupid now. That's all I gotta say. Now, once you've done that, as usual, you rotate and pull until it eventually out, and then you can replace it with a new one or a longer one. That's what I'm going to do later. Now remember, you can either use another glue or you can use Teflon tape to tighten it so it doesn't come out. Now, that's how you change the inner barrel. And now, with that out of the way, oh, remember, don't lose this thing. This spring is the one that will hold your compression. If it's gone, you will not have good compression on your nozzle. Okay, we move it up. We move on to the next step. which is how to take the entire gearbox out of this thing. Now it's pretty straight up, just like any other AEGs. But remember, take the whole barrel out first. Now, if you wanna access the gearbox, it's super simple. Now that's the whole barrel out. You just have to loosen this screw. Wait, wrong hex key. You gotta loosen these 3 screws. Remember to use a good hex screw, else you risk breaking the bolt. Okay. Check it out. Remember, take these 3 screws out before you punch this, else you risk breaking this screw or the screw hole. Okay. Super tight. Now, after the screws are out, pull it slightly and gently. Oh, I know what happened. It's because I snapped the cable and now I cannot pull it out. I have to sever the cable again and then we can pull it out. Remember, if yours are brand new, you have to take this out and then you can pull this out. Since I'm already soldering it and I cannot take the whole back out, which you don't have to, it's fine, just like that. Now you have lower and upper already separated apart. All you have to do left is to punch this pin out. Since I don't have a rubber mallet, I'm gonna have to use this step. Take it out, and now the whole upper and lower assembly is out. See? Now that's done. Assembling the gearbox, it will be just like any other AEGs out there. All you have to do is loosening this screw, this heatsink screw, take the motor out, loosen this, taking out this screw inside the pistol grip, and then take out the pistol grip, punch this pin out, this one pin, only one pin, and you're almost there. There's only one thing that holds it back, which is this, the mag cats. The mag cats is rather tricky to take out because you don't see any screw how to take it out, but it's actually very hidden. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a pin right there. You have to push that pin out, but with what? Since I don't have a pin puncher, I'm gonna use this instead. Rotate it until you see it. Push that pin out like that. You saw it. But since it has a spring tension, it cannot be easily put out. So I'm gonna use some pliers instead. Wait a minute. There you go. Once you take the whole screw out, take the spring out. Alright, once you take this pin out, that's the final pin that's hold the entire gearbox out. Once you go to that, you just have to pull the gearbox out. That's how you disassemble an FN Scar H or MK17 by Dekai. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you the next time. Cheers.